Peace, 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 peace and power, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. Giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people to struggle. As you come on in, know that you're in a safe space. Know that you're in a space of learning and getting learned up. Know that you're in a space of educating and being educated. Know that you're in a space for conversation, comments and concerns, questions and answers. You're in a space of intelligence, of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You're in a space of love, hello, right? You're in a space of masters, kings and queens. Is your space, a space of love, integrity, a space of intelligence, a space where we are walking on a united path towards true liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please keep all contact information in the chat. For the duration and throughout the class, please keep all funding information. Hashtags, green screens, apps with cash, pals that pay, grams that are money, unions of the Western, red cups, blue cups, squeegee man pockets, goddammit, handouts, hats, collection plates, damn it, the pastor, the goddammit, Hummer fund. Yeah, it's a war going on outside. Damn what they say. Damn a peace deal. Damn them hostages. It's a war going outside against black folk. Fund the war effort. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, book an assessment. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until they trying to drag you into the back of a police car, breaking your legs and knees and shit. Don't wait until you're on the hood of a hot, police vehicle. It's too late. Don't wait till you're getting kicked out of the damn soccer match, getting kicked out of the damn track meet, getting kicked out of the school bakery fund. It's too late. Get yourself together. Get yourself an assessment. If you or anybody you know is in need of a domestic violence intervention, book an assessment. Stop sending each other outside with slings and things, band-aids, busted lips and eyes. Stop sending each other outside with cuts to the thigh, knots to the head. Book yourself an assessment. Get yourself together before you end up behind bars or something. If you or anybody you know, okay, if you or anybody you know is in need of an intimate relationship abuse counseling and consultations, please book an assessment. Learn the warning signs. Okay? The behaviors that should alarm you. Characters and characteristics that should, heighten your awareness levels. Okay? Man, listen. Events, people, conversations, past traumas that should have your alertness level on 1,000. Okay? Remember, with this information, the life that you save could be your own. Peace and power, what's going on, how we do what it is. Yes, it's 3 o'clock. Yes, we got to do what we got to do. Yes, class has been out. No, we were not celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day. No, there was a lot of work that needed to be done. Yeah, a lot of work. Man, hold on. I see some things have flipped. I see some things have changed. I see they playing games in the chat. Yeah, I see it. So we gotta, before we even, matter of fact, let's get right to it. Let's get right to it. Somebody tag Maino. Tag him, tell him to bring his ass to class. Somebody tag Boxing Bar. Get him on the phone. Tell him to come through. We need to know why. This is the why episode. This is the why class. Why? Because it is questions asked most by the deaf, dumb, and blind. It is a question that you can ask throughout infinity. So we're going to get to it. Why is this conversation coming back into the algorithm? I have no idea. Call him. Somebody tag Shemar, whatever that crooked boy name is. Tag Shemar. And tag the principal who paid him to visit their school. Tag them. Jacksonville, Florida. Y'all back up in class. Tag them. Tag the old Unks. All y'all old nasty individuals that want to date barely legals. Bring them to class. Tag them. Let's get to class. Yeah. Yup. And tag all the people that like watching white woke content. As if these white folks is telling us so much. Tag the white folk, please. Bring them to class. And somebody tag that old nasty girl that said she shoulda gave this black man a STD. One that he can't get rid of. Tag her since she wants to be famous. Bring her chubby ass to class. That's why I tell y'all about that makeup. Yeah. We gonna get to it. Now, who's in class? Somebody playing games in the chat. I saw who was first in class. Marshy, what's going on? First in class. Yes. Yes, fashion, stylist, makeup, artist extraordinaire. We seen you. We saw you first in class. I don't know what they doing in the chat. I can see it's a lot of games being played. Let's get to it. Okay, who's that? Who's that? Lovely lady, what's going on? We see you. Chris Stretch Philly, what's going on? Heart Tunes TV in the building. Rick Gatlin, Sean Jenkins, E. Blanding. Yeah, Snook, Bear TV. Peace, green apples and all. We see you. Mrs. Reels is in the building. What's going on? Philip Boone, what up? We see you. What up? Who that? Kim, what up? Yes, we see you. What's going on? Late Charles, get your grades up. Strictly Game. LA's in the building. Peace and power. Ricky, what up? Brother-in-law, what's going on? NC in the building. Geechee, we see you. 3-4. What up? Daryl, 55 for Daryl. 55 for Daryl Maggett, y'all. Write him down. 55. Mr. Mac, 55. Mr. Mac, 1, 2, 3. Jean, Eileen, Camus, Canada. First responder in the building, the lifesaver. We see you. Dust Fro, what's going on? GBS Beckles, London is in the building. Across the pond, the UK Massive, what's going on? Magic Lil Brit, what up? Heart Tunes TV, Breed Love, what up? We see you. Uptown Drake, Cool K, Kang is in the building. Damn it, Stephen Gill. Krieger, 55. 55 for Krieger, y'all. 55 for Philly. Yeah, the Grustler, the global hustler, Cool, the bag of bones, underground MC star in the building from Zurich, Switzerland, y'all. Yeah, he's up in the spotty spot. Krieger Valley, you up in the building. Yes, Jamaica, the yard is in the spotty spot. We see y'all. Hey, Ghoster, what up? Soap, the intellectual soapbox. Be prepared for me and Soap to go live, y'all. It's coming. We see you. Who else is in the building? Charles, what's going on, Charles? Big Red Shaolin, what up? Kim Williams, what up? Jonathan Kidd, what up? Jane Doe, we see you. Hayes, King Hazy Hayes up in here. Late Charles. God damn it. B-Dolo, 55, B-Dolo. 55 for B-Dolo. Yeah, we up in here. Who else is up in here? Ooh, Neef Buck. Yeah, Philly. Yeah, y'all up in here. God damn. Ooh, hello, Davis. 55 for Davis. 55 for Davis. Yeah. Construction site media, we see you. What's going on? Bam! Bam! What up? Bam with Philly up in there. Philly deep, y'all. Philly deep. And toward tip. What up? What up? And toward tip, we see you. What's going on? Woo-wee! Y'all up in here. Yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to it. First and foremost, since y'all already seen and y'all already know, okay, we're going to get to it. Sleep in eternal peace to the R&B, neo soul introducer, D'Angelo. Rest in peace to D'Angelo. Rest in peace to D'Angelo. We send our universal healing and strength and power to his family, to his loved ones, okay, and to his fans. D'Angelo has passed away at the age of 51. Okay. Yeah. Shocking news. Unexpected news. I, for one, didn't know he was battling any illness, but he is. He has, or he was, and he's transitioned. Okay. Can't say he was the angel. Okay. Can't say he wasn't part of Grippergate. But we can say that he left his mark in the music industry. Okay. But yeah. Yeah, your man had custody issues. Your man had Grippergate allegations. There was a lot going on. And we just, want him to rest easy. Now, hey, again, we send our deepest condolences, but hey, it's a war going on. And I mean that with all seriousness. We separate the creative gift from the individual. Okay? We separate the creative gift from the individual, and we measure individuals by the impact that they have had on us and our path towards liberation. Okay? That's how we have to measure. What was their efforts towards liberating our people? Okay? What was the effort in our global push for liberation? So, excuse me, because these things are going to become more frequent in the coming months, in the coming years. There is going to be a lot of people that transition because the oppression that we're under creates very real physical and mental disabilities, dis-ease amongst everybody. It is what it is. So we have to, reserve some empathy, reserve some grieving for our soldiers, our militants, because this is real serious. I tell you that all the time. This is why I say I know who is consistent in the war effort funding. I know who's consistent in the commitment. I know who's consistent when it comes to, let's get this done. Let's move. Let's go further with this. Okay? Man, this war is deep and it's serious. So again, may he do what he does in this transition. Okay? All right. Now, I don't even want to have to go through, what transpired. And when y'all hearing all these noise, and because he had a lot of issues. We're not going to do that. We're going to let that play out. Okay? We're going to let that play out. Now, I don't know where we... Matter of fact, I know where we're going to start. I know where we're going to start. Okay? Because it troubles me. It troubles me how certain things pop up in the algorithm. And I always ask myself, what's the reasoning? What's the purpose for it? Because we're in a critical space. I've been raising my hand, raising my voice, and speaking of how critical times are. It sounds like a broken record if you've been here, if you've been following me, but yo, this shit is not a game. And we need women and men that are sincere and really committed. This is a fucking full-time job, man. This is a mission. This is a task 24/7. I don't stop. I lay my head down to rest with thoughts of how to organize and move. I wake up. This is my whole being. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what does anybody else have to do that's more important than us reaching our goals, being truly liberated, utilizing the best of what we know for us, for ourselves, so we don't end up looking crazy like the Palestinians, so we don't end up looking crazy like they doing over in Somalia. All oppressed nations. Because we looking stupid right now. We only look stupid because we consistently engage in dumb shit. Shit that has no bearing on nothing. None. So let me give contours to what the hell is going on with this specific conversation around Maino and the boxing bar story. The incidents, right? The hood legend of it. And I'm trying to figure out, this is old, it's dated. And in all reality, it's not resolved. It's not resolved, which is why I'm trying to figure out why so many people are talking about it. What happened? How did this get pushed through? What's the reasoning behind it? I don't get it. Because one of them is the exact same person and one of them isn't. They're not that person. So I'm trying to figure out what's the law in it. What was the angle? Where is it going? Why do a whole new generation need to hear about this? What's going on? Okay, so, and please, I don't even want to be the one to go through it. So it's enough content on it if you want to be brought up to speed. Okay? It's a whole lot. There's rumors, there's innuendos, there's Maino matter-of-factly talking about it. There's audio of Boxing Bar talking about it. Okay? But to sum it up, and man, it still bugs me out because initially, there was different talk of a different individual who Maino had beef with, who was supposedly the one who put that thing on his face. Because unbeknownst to many of you, Maino's name was moving about way before any songs. Way before anybody even knew he had some type of rhyming skill. Dudes knew his name in the streets. They would speak of it. So again, and in the prison systems. So it was like, for a long time, somebody else was to blame for the cutting, for the assault. And there was a beef that went on in the system for a while, where somebody else was running around wearing that tag as the one who assaulted him. So I don't get it, that why we resurfacing this. But let me tell you who and maybe why. Because see, there's a lot of people who at any given time today could represent boxing bar. Anyone, especially when you of certain age and caliber in Brooklyn. Let me make that shit clear. And there's a bunch of boxing bars running around. A lot. Many of you don't even know the names, but trust me, there's a lot who haven't had anger management, who haven't had that lucky break. You understand? To be in an industry or anything, who are still living on that type of time. This is why I say it's essential to know who's around you, to know who you're speaking of and speaking about. There's a lot of us moving around. Yeah, I don't excuse myself from it. I'm of that era. I'm of that schooling. I'm of that activity. I don't exclude myself. I don't. So I'm going to give you the breakdown of who this individual is. I'm trying to figure this shit out. Like, why are we speaking about that? But let's go. District Attorney of Brooklyn made this statement. This defendant's crimes was ruthless and deliberate, cutting short 3 lives, and leaving their families with grief that will last a lifetime. While gun violence in Brooklyn is at record lows, we cannot lose sight of the devastation caused by horrific acts like these and the lasting impact they have on entire communities. Today's sentence brings accountability and makes clear that this kind of brutality will never be tolerated in our borough. This is the Brooklyn District Attorney making this statement. Okay? The district attorney identified the defendant as Charles Hernandez, 52, of East New York, Brooklyn. He was sentenced today by Brooklyn Supreme Court Justice Danny to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He was convicted on May 21st, 2025, following a jury trial of 1 count of first-degree unalivement, 2 counts of second-degree, 2 counts of second-degree criminal possession of a weapon, and 1 count of first-degree reckless endangerment. Additionally, the district attorney identified a co-defendant, as Liza Jenkins, also 52, of East New York, on May 22nd, 2025, following a bench trial. She was convicted of second-degree hindering prosecution and tampering with physical evidence for her role in assisting Hernandez after the first homicide. She will be sentenced at a later date. The district attorney said that, according to the investigation, on June 20th, 2020, at approximately 11 a.m., the defendant approached Kenneth Singleton, 35, from behind as Singleton was washing his car outside of his home in the vicinity of Milford and Blake Avenue in East New York. Wearing a disguise, the defendant clapped Singleton multiple times in the head at close range and fled the scene. Furthermore, according to evidence, a week later, on June 27th, 2020, at approximately 12:30 p.m., the defendant approached Stephanie Jenkins, 39, and Chioke Thompson, 23, as they sat on a stoop of Perkins' home on Van Sickler Street. Near Belmont in East New York. Disguised in a blonde wig and wearing a long coat, the defendant opened fire with a high-capacity rifle, striking both victims multiple times and unaliving them instantly. The defendant stepped over their bodies, entered the house, and fired additional shots throughout the first floor before fleeing. Okay? This is the individual that we're speaking of. Hold on. Because then that Saturday, we had an event in East New York, and I believe I was even live on Instagram when that happened. Happened to be passing through Livonia. Okay? So this is who this individual is. Now, based on other rumors, okay? And I'm gonna say this. There was another clapping that he was alleged to have done within this very same time frame. Evidence established. Hold on. Before I go, let me get there. Hold on. A man was fatally clapped at a Brooklyn street corner last week. He was wanted for questioning in the slang of an up-and-coming rapper unalived a month earlier. Hassan Brown, 27, was considered a person of interest in the unaliving of Kennedy Joseph Noel, known by his rap name KJ Baller, who was gunned down May 2022. Brown unalived the same way Noel did during a drive-by shooting in East New York. The two unalived were 28 days and 5 blocks apart. According to officials, Brown was sitting in the car with a 17-year-old friend when a gunman opened fire from a passing vehicle on Stanley near Van Sicklen at 4:15 on a Friday. Okay? Noah was hit in the chest, by a gunman who squeezed off 5 claps from a passing car on Bradford in East New York. A 26-year-old man with the rapper was also clapped in the back, right? But managed to get himself to Brookdale, okay? The Jake believed that Brown was either involved in Noel's unalivement or knew the parties involved, okay? And he was wanted for questioning. Now, they claiming, okay, that he might have been involved in that as well. Okay, now, evidence established, right, that each victim was targeted because of their relationship or proximity to a man who the defendant had an ongoing dispute. The attacks endangered other people in the vicinity, including a child and other residents inside Perkins' home. This is the mother and son that they're not saying. Mother and son that he supposedly, allegedly, was convicted of unaliving. The defendant was arrested July 9th, 2020 in West Virginia. Okay, with the assistance of the West Virginia State Police. Okay? This is Boxing Bar. Now, this is the things that you know about. These are the things that are general knowledge. These are the incidents that are recent. You see the dates in the 2020s. Not to mention anything that he did in the mid to late 80s to early 90s in prison and all of the other things. Okay? That's just what you know of. And like I say, when you know of these incidents, these are individuals who did things daily on a regular basis. So now, this individual is in somewhere in New York State prison system, still on the same type of time. Okay, still on the same type of time that he was on. Okay? Never stop, never quit. Okay, this man is behind bars, alive, well, 52 years old, still very much agile and in shape as far as we know. Okay? Now, Maino is a on-air personality, a on-air rapper personality in the industry, in the music industry, far removed from his days on the street, far removed from his days behind bars. Okay? And for all purposes, we got to salute that. I don't know of any time that he has been back. So as far as we know, he has changed his life. He hasn't been back behind bars. He's worked alongside Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, Mayor Eric Adams. You understand? Had his name attached to various missions. He's been around the world touring. He's done songs with African rapper Akon and who else? Did he do anything with T-Pain? He did a lot of things that has him in a different space. You see, he's not the same individual who was cut in the face. He's not the same individual who did some cutting. He's just not. So I'm making an attempt to figure out why are there people or maybe an individual who's making an attempt to put him in that same space. Because I guarantee you, Maino not going out and clapping 3 people. Not doing it. Not going out and having the streets even think that he's clapping 3 people and may have been responsible for another 2. Or within the span of a couple of weeks. This is how individuals who don't have nothing to lose, who are still ingrained in the street, this is how they move on a regular basis. And man, I don't have to tell you it. Data shows you that individuals who are still in the same space, who are still within the same living area, within the last, what is it, 5, 6, 7, 8 miles of what Brooklyn is, who haven't had that shot at any given time, can resort right back to that. You understand? So it's hard for me to even place why this conversation is going viral, why we need to revisit this, unless there is an agenda to have individuals who are of that age to start crashing out and have some type of influence over these young individuals to make them believe that it's okay to consistently move about and crash out. Somebody help me. Why is this individual? Why do we need the kids to try to figure out, well, who is that? Who is this boxing bar person? Why are we speaking that? Why are we not in a space where we're consistently speaking of, some of the deeds that Maino was supposedly have his name attached to, the anti-gun violence campaigns and all the little things, right? That politicians and these so-called activists throw out in front of mass media. What's going on? Why are we concentrating on this shit? Because this dude's still on that type of time. He's got life. He has no other choice but to go back and to be in that same space in a maximum security prison. waiting for commissary and noodles and all that type of shit. You see what I'm saying? Maino get checks every week. You understand what I'm saying? He's not risking it all to do no type of shit like that. He's not the same individual. He's not that Maino. He ain't. So why is this the conversation? Why is that being pushed through the algorithm like this? Because he can't go back up into no maximum security prison. Nah. No, he can't go up in there. He can't go back up in there. Nah, no. I'm not even going to allow that lie to even get any type of legs. Nah, he eating good. He eating good. He round about the belly. He eating good. He's loving good. He's sexing good. Yeah, he's not that dude. He's not going back. He's not even going to act like he could even drop a bag to anyone who he could trust to do that type of work. That ain't him. That ain't him. It's not. So where we going with these conversations? Because this is what I'm talking about with this social media shit and the narratives that keep getting pushed out by people who sitting up there and have, when they camera go on, there's no war fund effort for none of that. As soon as it come on, it's dropped. Boom, 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 boom. It's dropped. You just see it. Super chat, super chat, super chat. Boom, 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 boom. You can see it move. You see the numbers move. And this is the conversation that they want in the front. This is what they want in the front. Huh? We're talking about an individual who just lost everything. 52 years. Now he's doing life. If he make the next 10 to 12 summers, it'll be a miracle. It'll be a miracle. The body breaks down after a while. Yeah, the mind breaks down after a while. So I know for a fact that the rapper, the podcaster that sits there in front of people every day, millions of people, he not trying to go back through there. So why would we want young people to even look at him in that manner, unless there was some type of narrative and agenda being pushed that's not right and exact? Now, I'm not saying that he's the one pushing it, but I'm saying at some point he got to say, yo, hold on, that ain't me. That's not me. That's not where I'm at with it. And I don't appreciate people putting me back in that space. The same shit that I said about all these individuals who did 30, 35, 38 years behind bars, and people want to bring them back to the space when they were in the streets, making them dumbass errors, them costly decisions, and y'all want them to be that same individual. They not that. I can guarantee you they not that. They're eating too good. They're eating too damn good. Trust and believe me that. They don't want no parts of On the Child. They don't want no parts of being on the count. Not after they've changed themselves. Not after they've reinvented themselves. Not after they done made deals with O-Phase, promises, put their name on businesses. They don't want no parts of this street shit. I guarantee you that. So why? Who's throwing this shit out there? Because that's all that was in the timeline last week. Okay? That's all that I seen over this weekend. Maino boxing bar. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? Dion Hill, much appreciation for the war effort funds. Yes. Please excuse that. I told y'all last week my neighbors want to do a little fixing, and they got the, they got the little migrants out there, shit, jackhammering and doing they roofs and doing they what you call it? They got a porch and all that shit. They can, afford that type of shit. While we over here still doing what we do. Renting. We still trying to fix credit and all this other bullshit while the world is moving past us because we don't want to do the necessary thing, which is uniting, pulling our resources together to make sure each one, teach one, reach one, and is in a position to pull each other through. We can get into that as well. But again, I don't want to see it in my DMs. I don't want it on my timeline. I'm telling you, Maino ain't that dude. Just like all them other rap dudes, they not those dudes. Don't try to even allow the kids to believe that shit. But Boxing Bar's that dude. He's still that dude. It's evident. It's evident. He done laid what the authorities know. He done laid 3 people down within a couple of weeks. All over some bullshit. Trust and believe. Definitely wasn't anything that if he was in the right frame, he could have avoided. That's how important my work is. Because I had people try to question my work as far as what anger management is concerned and what I'm doing and how I present it. You understand? I know how to talk to my people. I know how to get my people to do what need to be done in order for them not to do that and crash out. I got co-defendants. I got day one homies. I got people who are partners of mine that I know we done put in a lot of work together going through. This is what I'm making an attempt to prevent. You understand? Because it's just that easy. The crash out, the feelings that many of us have of being invisible in society and nobody hearing our voices is plenty. And at any given time, any one of us could knock a whole bunch of people blocks off and sit in the back of a patrol car and say, I'm on the count forever. It is what it is. Just that simple. Just that simple. There's not too many of people who want to believe it, but in this very bizarro world, in this weird upside down and backwards bullshit, dudes get triggered easily. Easily. And I could be here today giving the best content and tomorrow knock somebody's head off. Clean off. For the slightest indiscretion. That is how thin the line is between love of self and hate for some sucker shit. Rap dudes ain't built like that. They not. I'm telling you they not. They eating. They getting to it. They're not trying to figure out their space and seeing where they fit in this world that's bypassing every black man second by second. They don't give a damn about y'all. Not a second. I'm telling you they don't. Your mama don't. Your little nasty wife don't. Your side chick with a musty box. None of them don't. And if you think I'm playing, black man, stand your ass outside on the corner for a hot second and really absorb what the world is giving you. The world is giving you a finger. So you need to learn how to balance that and understand it. This way we can create a path where we are doing what need to be done. Now, front if you want. I don't care what you're driving, where you're sitting. Ain't nobody thinking about you. You ain't seen not near black face at that deal. You've seen Trump and a bunch of old fays and a couple of white Arabs. They're not thinking about your black ass. And the minute they unite, the shit that we seeing in Richmond, Virginia, the shit we seeing in Fayetteville, North Carolina, the shit we seeing in Maryland and DC and Philly with cops running down on black men and women for nothing, that shit gonna multiply. So keep not funding yourselves, keep not funding the war effort and creating something different, and y'all gonna see that what I've been telling you for the longest about Palestine and Brooklyn looking like it, okay? And Ohio looking like it, and any housing project across the country, whether it's Louisiana or Oakland or LA, that shit gonna be Palestine where your black ass is living real quick. Stop allowing them to push these narratives talking about the negative, where you got white folk doing content on our misgivings, on our shit, and y'all sharing it. And then imagine Maino behind bars trying to live up to what that shit, that conversation, that dated material is about. Imagine that. While y'all watching this stupid ass content move. He ain't that. Trust me, he not. Now, let's continue. Yeah, because it's dumb. Shit is stupid at this point. It's really stupid. All right? Now, what else is dumb? This is dumb. But I've been telling y'all for a long time that they got black folk looking stupid out here. Y'all look dumb. Y'all allowing y'all kids to look dumb and to look up to people who they should. When the fuck somebody like Shemar been a role model? Somebody crooked and bent up with zero intellectual membranes, zero intellectual cells. Somebody who runs around and did content, with Fleece Johnson, right? This is the derelict shit, going around talking about grippers and booty and all this other weirdness and what he would do. And this derelict who don't know nothing about nothing is getting paid to be at schools in front of kids, and intellectuals are not being brought into schools. These is black schools with black administration. And let me give it to you, because this came from him. I would like to thank the people at Minds of the Future in Jacksonville, Florida, for booking me on a Friday. This is the statement. This is the shit he put on social media. Minds of the Future. And you got Shemar in front of kids. This is a K through 12 school. And somebody black ass paid him to come there to dance in front of kids, to influence kids. He got a microphone and y'all got kids dancing in front of this thing? Really? At this time? And y'all don't think that that's an issue? Y'all want to talk about reparations and what Stephen A. said about a Crockett? And you got people on the ground level bringing this little derelict, dirty ass dude in front of kids, Minds of the Future, and you let a remedial who can't spell get paid for going there? That's where black folk at in the South? This is... now, you know what? Salute. I know now why Jacksonville, Florida looks the way it look. Why Kzu father told on him. Why the other kid got splashed out. Why all that is going on in Jacksonville, Florida? Because somebody who's an educator felt it was okay to pay somebody that the internet created, like Shemar, to take instructional time away from children. This is where we at with it. That's where we at with it. Now, I guarantee you, I don't know for sure, but I guarantee you, the administrator, the principal, the school superintendent, the district superintendent, the assistant principal, I guarantee you that they Greeks and they sorrows. I guarantee you that they are part of some type of Christian church. I guarantee you that. I don't even have to look it up and think about it. I bet everything on that. But that's who's influencing the schools. So when them kids is already 12 and 13 running around the streets of Jacksonville, Florida with assault rifles and all type of weirdness, this is why. This is why you got a remedial, taking instructional learning time. Remember, Florida is the spot where the governor said, we not teaching none of that. Get that woke shit up out of here. We don't need that. And this is what they do. They hire Shemar on a Friday, book him on a Friday with his crooked ass, and you got the nerve to have this big ass lurchy dude with an umbrella over this goddamn retard. So he don't get wet. He don't know what it is to be out in the rain. Walking him like he's some goddamn celebrity into the school. This is where y'all at with it. This is why can't nobody tell me about delivering a message to my people. Because I know what the hell is needed. Y'all allowing this dumb shit to move through, paying that. And I guarantee you, they wouldn't have paid me to speak to the kids. They wouldn't have paid Q Butter to speak to the kids. They wouldn't have did that. Nah. No. Because we make too much sense. We're not in those institutions. We don't come from that. I guarantee you that. But Shemar gets booked. This is why individuals such as myself only give 1/3 of the intelligence on this shit here. This is why we stay in a recluse space and move the way we do and keep people up off us, because I'm telling you, when they are finished in Palestine, that is a testing ground. When they finish, they coming right to Texas. They coming right to Queens and the Bronx. They coming right to Yonkers. They coming right to Maryland, to Bmore. They coming right to DC, to Philly, to Pittsburgh. They coming. You understand? They coming. So keep your goddamn hands in your pockets, okay? When it comes to people like me online, keep them in your pockets. Keep waiting until later on tonight, because I gotta make sure Tasha K see me give a super chat. I gotta make sure, I'm refined, so I'm gonna make sure Boyce Watkins and all these other financial institutions and LLC individuals see that I'm there to support them. I'm going to share their shit because they don't tell me nothing. That's why the 85% love the 10%. Why? Why do they love the devil? Because the devil gives them nothing. And I'm keep getting nothing. Keep getting nothing. Keep not being engaged and understanding what your being is for real. And all I can do is clap when I see the dumb shit online. Yo, you can't do this, I got rights. And I just be clapping like, yeah, y'all triggered by this shit? This is what you want. This is what you want. So live it. Because I don't care how few come with me. Damn it. Yeah. Damn it, Underground Railroad, chat. Nah, you got to have the Underground Highway, baby. And I don't see none of y'all building this shit. So I build it with a nickel here and a dime there. And I keep building. Because me and mines is gone. We moving, we maneuvering through it. We ready to put that work in. All day, every day. All day, every day. Y'all can stay with them. I'm good with that. Y'all can keep loving the devils and the devil workers. Keep loving them. Keep applauding them while they give you nothing. And everything white around you is looking real shiny. And you're not noticing that they're not speaking to you. And you're not noticing that they turning their back when certain issues is going on. And they looking at, oh, word, and all the atrocities. And they're getting extra aggressive when they see your black ass. And quicker to call the cops, quick. Yeah. Come get this irate nigga up out of here. Yeah. No. He asked for another Chick-fil-A sauce. Get him out of here. Dumb shit. And oh, no, she didn't stop at the stop sign for 30 seconds. I believe her kids is in danger. And all this other weird shit that y'all not digging, y'all not paying attention to. Yeah. And I'm clapping. Because I done did my work. I done put in enough work. That's gone unappreciated. I dig it. So keep playing with the Shemars, the Booty Hole Browns, the Sukis, the Umars. Keep playing with these individuals and y'all going to find out what you're going to end up with. Okay? Because Whitey already know. They already know. They've been doing it. And they're complying. And they're in a good space. And they're not worrying about the shit you worrying about. Because they're securing it. All they got to do is hail and pledge. And they all right. And all the little funny style shit you seeing, all that shit don't mean nothing to them. They don't care about you scrutinizing them because they got on bonnets and scarves wrapped around their neck and they claim to be married, to a woman. Them women is pegging them dudes. They don't care. They are glad that they are out and about and free to live how they want to live because they don't want the responsibility of being a melanated person who's oppressed. They don't want that. So you keep believing in them skin folk. And I'm here. Good. I'm good with mine. Because I know what the hell is going on. Yeah. Y'all should be going crazy that an individual like that could be in front of kids. An individual who ain't graduate shit, who can't read or write or add, is in a building being paid during instructional time for kids who need every bit of instruction they can get. I'm good. Mine is in college. I'm good. Now, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Yeah, because I ain't got time for this stupid shit. I really don't. I really don't. Black people is getting dumber and dumber by the day. Dumber and dumber. I don't know if it's in the Hennessy. I don't know if it's in the grabber. I don't know what it is, but they're getting dumber every day. This is the dumbest space I ever seen. And I done been through the 80s. And the average black person was more woke then than they are now. Dumb. It is stupid to watch ignorance and not call it out. To watch ignorance and allow it. This shit that they dumb is terrible. Now, old niggas. Why are we in a space where it's okay for barely legal, new teens? Why are we in a space where people believe that that's okay? That it's okay to prey on them? That it's okay for people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s to look at 18, 19, 20-year-olds and think it's cool? Data for years. Years. This ain't new data. Data for years prove that it is psychologically harmful for old niggas to date young people. But we got people, and I'm telling you, these are the niggas that I'm telling you. As soon as they pop their head up, soon as you sniff that should be your duty. That should be your call to say, yo, hold up. What? There's a video circulating about new rules in Somalia about them raising the age of consent to 18. Now, that would seem as if it is a good thing, right? Because we saying, well, damn, yeah. 18 should be the legal age of consent. Then you got to think, well, hold up. If this is new in Somalia, well, shit, what was the legal age of consent over there on the continent? Huh? What was the age of consent? There wasn't one. You had dudes over there marrying 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds. These dudes are raising hell, crying in literal tears. This can't happen. This can't happen. Why y'all doing that? This is the type of weird, sick shit that's going on. But I'm telling you, as somebody who is of a certain age and who has dealt with people who have found out that at 18, 19, 24, 27, that they were too young to be in relationships with people who were so much their senior, that they have mental and physical scars from being with people that old. This ain't some shit that I just threw out there, okay? This ain't some shit that, hey, I'm just throwing in the wind. Because at 18, I was in the service. I was of age in the service. Because why? Because the government don't give a damn. They believe that an 18-year-old should be out there busting his hammer for this organization, for this corporation. And if you get your head knocked off, so be it. So at 18, yeah, I had a little cougar or two and believed that I was doing something, not knowing that I was being manipulated and used up for my young black melanin pole. Yeah, I thought it was cool too. Yeah, I'm 18, she's 39. Yeah, I'm 18, 19, yeah, she's 37, and that's the sergeant's wife. And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing my thing. I knowing that cougar was getting everything she could get and then some. You understand? So it's just not a female thing. However, we in a space now where you got a whole lot of black bastards, old, dirty, mentally off, stink dick niggas that think it's okay to be in your 40s and dealing with kids. However, it's not new. It ain't new. I remember when I was in high school and dudes pulling up with whips. I remember being in junior high school and dudes pulling up in whips. So it's a hazard. But check it out now. Check it out now. The same people that's arguing with me, that's saying it's okay. Yeah, I'm right. Once they 18, they legal. They ass ain't going to get no little old girl at 18. Nah, they ain't doing that. Why? Because old Jed and Chad and old Buck will blow their ass away. Lynch their little black ass for bringing the old black Buck coming over and messing with their little 18-year-old Amy's and Becky's. But it's okay for them to run through the hood and poison and destroy little young girl minds and not give them an opportunity to grow. Let's see what one of these studies say. This study examined how age gaps among opposite sex romantic partners related to risk taking and victimization by partners. Among 201 at-risk adolescents, 60% was females, they examined 3 questions. Is younger partner age gap between partners, or a combination of these 2 factors most strongly related to negative outcomes? B, do age gaps relate to negative outcomes differently for male versus female adolescents? And C, why do age gaps relate to negative outcomes? The results revealed that the wider the age gap between partners, the more likely adolescents were to engage in and the less less likely they were to use protection against pregnancy and STIs. Wider age gaps were also associated with more frequent emotional and physical victimization and higher odds of unwanted S behavior. Findings did not differ significantly by gender or younger partner age. Analysis revealed that the wider the age gap, the more likely both partners were to engage in risky lifestyles, substance use, and delinquency. And risky lifestyles rather than poor negotiation or decision-making equality help to explain associations between age gaps and engagement in S intercourse and victimization experiences. Results suggest that relationships with age gaps tend to involve two partners who are engaging in deviant lifestyles overall, further corroborating the need to identify and provide services to these youth. Results also support movements towards considering partner age gaps rather than relying on a set age of consent. Old niggas, cougars, find somebody your own age. Understanding power imbalances. Power in relationships isn't just about physical strength or financial status. It's about influence, control, and autonomy. When one partner is significantly older, they often more or hold more life experience, financial stability, or social power, which can create an imbalance in decision making and emotional dynamics. Life experience naturally brings a sense of confidence, and if someone wants to use that to influence or shape their partner's views, decisions, or dependence, they can, whether consciously or not. This is simple. This isn't hard. This is common when you're doing the work, when you're doing anger management, when you have a certificate, when you're certified to do anger management from the leading anger management, provider in the country. When you're doing domestic violence work, and I've been trained and certified by the leading domestic violence batterers accountability provider in the world. Don't tell me shit about this. It is damaging. No matter how much people ignore it, no matter how much you saw James Brown, and David Ruffin deal with a 19-year-old Tammy Terrell, a kid. Y'all still don't want to see it. This is a problem within our community. Just that simple. Old niggas, go find yourself an old cougar. Just that simple. Leave the kids alone. And finances, because they're in music, because they may be acting, because see, dribbling a goddamn ball or hitting a tennis racket has nothing to do on the bearings of whether or not she can hold a relationship down. But y'all want to sexualize the kids. Okay? This is where we at with it. This is where they at with it. So again, I don't give a fuck what they said in the Quran. I don't, or in the Bible. That shit 2,000, 3,000 years old. Did they have the science to back up what they was doing? We dealing with science. Now, a lot of things been revealed since them books. Yeah. And I dare somebody say it's okay to be dealing with somebody because anatomically, right? The anatomy of their body may appear ready. Go ahead. You look at Gloria Velez and tell me she ain't effed up in the head because of years of abuse as a teenager. Huh? How do you know her? What's her title? Video vixen. You understand? That ain't want nothing to be coming through the door with. That's something that we created via hip-hop. Was none of that before hip-hop. So we could only imagine what Tammy Terrell and them had to go through, the Sherells and all that shit. Okay? Niggas is crazy. But I see they not here. They probably watching. But again, my classroom assistants don't play with them. Come up in here with that bullshit, you out of here. Because there's a code that has to be established that niggas is not going to be ready to rock with. So again, what I'm telling you, that gun violence is a necessary. It just can't be for unnecessary means. You're going to have to get rid of a lot of these niggas that hold that old faith thought in their mind. I'm telling y'all that shit right now. That is what makes me different from any other individual that y'all see on here. I don't care about your black up face. If you try to hurt our babies, I'm knocking your head off. Guarantee you that. And you won't see it coming. You won't see it coming. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe that. Because I guarantee you, they didn't see Boxing Bar coming. However he slipped up, but he got his work in. Trust and believe. East New York niggas know how to get down for real. You won't see it coming. Don't play with me on social media and thinking that you know who I am. Now, you got some little dusty broad online, okay? I don't know if she was trying to go viral, but she went viral. I don't know if she wanted attention, but she got attention. And in her post, and I'm paraphrasing what she said, something about, I should have gave you this disease while I was in the mix of an outbreak. I should have gave it to you. You understand? Which is, man, I don't know if that was a threat. I don't know if it was a promise. I don't know if she was just capping, but this was printed online and it's viral. And this is why I tell y'all think I'll be bullshitting when I say there's certain things that men, and I don't care how thirsty you are, I don't care about your drive, I don't care about your activities, there's certain things that you got to be, man, firm about. Zero tolerance. And I'm telling y'all right now because they have a mentality of women that will do you dirty. And I'll keep telling you, I think I'll be bullshitting with things that I'm saying. Zero makeup. At a lot of levels. If somebody's in that all day, every day, and you can't see skin, you can't smell somebody got on wig, weave, glasses, eyelashes, makeup, perfume, and all that. You don't know what the hell you dealing with. You don't. See, we didn't have to deal with that. I'm going to tell you that shit right now. We didn't have to deal with it. One time we seen wigs and makeup was on old broads. I mean, old boys who are my age now. You understand? When I was 18, that shit wasn't on a regular. The girls was going to goddamn drop off kids at school at 8 in the morning, full makeup, smelling like a goddamn bottle of Muscatel or Chanel on them. And you don't know what the hell you dealing with. That's why y'all getting caught up with men in transition and all this other weird shit going, because y'all don't know what the hell y'all looking at. Y'all allowed Hollywood to create a movie in the town. Y'all allowed the Matrix to be what it is in the town. You understand that? This is real talk. Make them take all that shit off, man, if you seriously considering dealing with somebody. Because the energy is different. Everybody on high energy now. Because that's the key. That's the name of the game. That's it. Everything is high energy. Everything is fast. Let me get in that cookie. Let me feel that pole. This is fast-paced shit. And you got bras here that will demo you. You mean she could be in a space where she telling this dude that? What? So I mean, you dealing with a homie on what level? And you don't know that she could have an outbreak at any given time? And you never went to the urgent care with this broad? Never? To the fact that when now she mad because of whatever you didn't do? And she putting it on social media for the world to see. Now, even if it's cap, who is capping like that? Who? In this day, y'all think that, and I've seen some wild shit for people to say about themselves online. I'm telling you, but that, you should have, really? And then look at her fat ass. No. You could call it overweight. You could call it flesh challenge. You could call it whatever you want to call it. But this is what's going on. On a regular. However, dudes get so caught up. I'm telling you, man. If anything, man, I wouldn't change nothing about my life and being in a life and learning some rules. Charlie Lemon, wherever you at in Memphis, man, Charlie Lemon, man, salute. Pimped out. Rules, because I'm telling you, it shapes you. Y'all trick-ass dudes gonna keep being tricks. Y'all simps gonna keep... Y'all allow hip-hop to tell y'all that that shit was all right. That these bros is Georgia-ing y'all all over the nation. And they got something for your ass. I keep telling you, I don't care if you never spoke to a woman a day in your life from first conversation. The minute she understands or thinks that you in that and you want that cookie, everything changes. Her demeanor, her approach, everything. Because you looking like a trick. It shifts. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a doctor. I don't care if it's a lawyer. I don't care if it's a cop. I don't care if it's a CEO. Nigga, the minute she think that she could just give you some of that, you interested in that, you done. You done. And they resent you for that shit. Because the initial attraction was she thought you was a man. She thought you was different. She thought you had some Mac up in you. But the minute, the second, she knows that she could let you sniff that little box and your whole demeanor gonna shift, you in for it. You in for it. And they got more than what she was saying she would give them. Way more than that. These chicks got dirty blood. And I'm telling y'all dudes, y'all better straighten up. Straighten up. Or we'll have a nation of soldiers that's going to be going anyway. The enemy ain't got to do nothing to you because you done tainted yourself over some musty-ass box. It is what it is. But she wanted to be famous, so tag her. She famous. Tag her. She talking about spreading her bumps around. Tag her. Tag her. Now I got to get into this before I leave. Okay? Again, I do my best to make an attempt at hold class daily, but shit be popping up. I gotta move. Things are, man, personal things. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I'm doing it. Now, I call this the why episode because I'm asking why is that boxing ball shit viral? Why is Shemar at schools influencing people? These kids is probably smarter than him. I don't get it. I don't get it. You got this remedial, crooked, broke face, dripper gate, punk ass man influencing babies who probably outspell him, outread him. And I don't get it. And y'all paid him for it. So why? Okay? Why is this chick online talking about spreading STDs, going viral? I don't know. You understand why old ass dudes think it's okay to deal with babies? Brand new teens, barely legal. But it's only in our community. I don't see these same grown ass black men running around in other communities getting their teens. I don't see that. It's only us. They only want to manipulate and damage ours. I don't see them going out there and get, because the 18-year-old phase will go with them. Gladly to get away from they pops and uncles from blowing their back out. So why y'all not with them? Why y'all not with the little Latinos that, you know, they need all the help they can get? But y'all not doing that. Y'all want to stay and destroy ours. Y'all want to stay and manipulate ours. And then show the world that y'all doing that, so then the rest of the men in the world will come and do the same shit. Why? I don't know. So now I'm asking y'all, why do y'all think that it's okay to start sharing white woke content as if we don't have our own spaces, that we can't come to each other and figure it out? Okay? Now again, when it comes to liberation, when it comes to oppression, I study it all because I know one thing. Very few melanated people have fought and won against their oppressors. And the ones who have fought and won against their oppressors, there's limited documentation on it. Limited. They don't push it out there like that because they damn sure don't want nobody here in this corporation, in this poor part of the planet, to know how to effectively organize and strategize and to pull their people up out of it. You understand? Patrice Lumumba, that shit's not easy. Okay? Kwame Nkrumah, that's not easy. You understand? The lessons of Jomo Kenyatta, right? And Maurice Bishop. You understand? That is not easy. If it was easy, we'd be doing it right now. Okay? So you have to look and seek for other information. So I done studied everything. I done studied communism and the Bolsheviks. You understand? I done studied Fidel and Che, Mao. You understand? Ho Chi Minh. I studied all of it. The IRA, Bernadette Devlin and how they get busy. I don't play. Information is information. However, y'all in a space now that y'all running a TikTok to these white folk acting like they telling you something and they not. I'm trying to figure out what the hell are they telling y'all and why y'all keep running around sharing this bullshit. So now, We got a space, and I've seen it. Somebody sent it to me. I'm looking like this. Okay, what is this dude talking about? Okay, what is the dude name? Where he at? Where he at? I ain't even put his name down because I don't want to give him props. But it's in the thumbnail. Dude said, I'm turning 41, but I don't feel like celebrating. Our generation is running out of time to save the free internet built for us by our fathers. What was once the promise of the free exchange of information is being turned into the ultimate tool of control. Once free countries are introducing dystopian measures such as digital IDs in the UK, online age checks in Australia, and mass scanning of private messages in the EU, the European Union. Germany is persecuting anyone who dares to criticize officials on the internet. The UK is imprisoning thousands for their tweets. France is criminally investigating tech leaders who defend freedom and privacy. A dark dystopian world is approaching fast while we're asleep. Our generation risks going down in history as the last one that had freedoms and allowed them to be taken away. We've been fed a lie. Now, whoever this old fate is that created this shit, y'all look it up. Y'all know who he is. And I never knew who he was until somebody shared this shit to me. Why? Because he don't come to our spaces to give us that information. This is for them. But what I'm concerned with is why is black folk moving and caring about this shit when there's no solutions here? What's the solution with this shit that you saying? Before I could get hyped up and and alarmed. You understand? Huh? No, you didn't send that Strictly game. This is somebody else. You might have, because it came through a few times. But I'm trying to figure this out. Like, hold on. But I know I sent it to you. You understand? To be up in this conversation. Because it takes intelligent minds. I'm figuring out why. I'm trying to figure out what's the solution, Ofe. Don't tell me the problem. I live the problem. All this privacy shit that you said that is being threatened, we don't have that. I don't get monetized as a black man. I don't get shared as a black man. My privacy never been something that was secure. We don't have those privacies. So you're not telling me nothing with this shit. This is old face shit. This is their threats. They got to deal with that. And until you come with a solution, this shit is just chatter to me. It's chatter. But y'all sharing it. This other dude. Who the other dude? Y'all sharing. Some other dude talking about Bill Gates. The mark of the beast. Okay? That U.S. citizens is going to be done off. They're all going to have these IDs by 2028. Same shit I was raised with, talking about 2000, the world was going to end. 2000, I'm in Rikers Island on my... Listen. When the ball dropped from 99 to 2000, you know how I knew the world wasn't going to end? Somebody asked me, Bliz, how did you know the world wasn't going to end? Ask me. Because I'm sitting in a fucking day room in C95, 30 people in their cells. I'm the only one in the day room. with a CO broad that always bring me fried chicken, let me out of the cell. The fucking ball dropped. Peter Jennings is on the fucking news. And ain't nobody coming to open that cell. My case is still being heard by the New York State Supreme Court. And I'm sitting there saying, the world can't end like this. It just can't. This broad is sitting there in uniform. The world gonna end? This is Y2K. It's going. This is it. They celebrate. I'm watching every country, every nation celebrate. What the fuck is this? So I won't feed into this dumb shit because I know who can stop all of that shit. I know who can put a cease to all conspiracy theories. I know who is the ultimate weapon of mass destruction. So I know the world ain't gonna end because black men ain't united. Black men are not walking through this fucking world like Wakanda. We're not, we're not doing that. So as long as they can eat off of black babies and bodies, nigga, this shit ain't gonna end. I'm not scared of none of this shit. When you talking about Vietnam erases 86 million bank accounts for people refusing to get digital IDs. Nigga, they done took us off of welfare for refusing to kick black men out of the house when white men go to the welfare office with their wife and children. You think I give a fuck about some white woke content? What are we doing? When y'all gonna wake up? When are y'all gonna start making, right? That sea of blue, right? That they have every time one of them get laid down. They're supposed to have a sea of blue every day. Every day. For what they do to us. When that happens, that's when the world gonna start ending, yo. That's the weapon of mass destruction. A black, melanated, united front. Until then, as long as they got dudes polishing their nails and wearing Rihanna drawers, as long as they got black women picking Ofays for their lovers and bearing children for them, and y'all keep thinking the dude is worth $1 billion and all these other weird ass goddamn conversations y'all having, this shit gonna go on forever and ever. And on that note, I'm out of here. To those who funded the war effort, much appreciation. Much appreciation. Again, to those who didn't and just coming here to get the jewels and do what you do, much appreciation to you too. Okay? Much appreciation to you too. Keep coming through. Classroom assistants, much appreciation for holding it down. As always, love my classroom assistants. If you got something in the comments, if you got something, make sure you put it in the comments. Okay? Make sure you do what you do to build each other up. That's what it's about. Outside of them. Damn an underground railroad. It's time for us to build a freeway. a high-speed freeway to liberation. You got to trust in yourselves and trust in each other to build this shit. Oh, shit. It's going to be real nasty. All right? Come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. Believe in my belief in you. Guard your mind. That's what they're after. When you think liberation, you have no choice but to be it. We will figure it out, but you got to have a concept in your mind of life without O-phase. If not, all this shit is on repeat. You dig? All this is on repeat. Okay? And 55 game.